Alright, so I'm prepping here to tank Twin Emps, and right now I'm telling the raid that I will be pulling at 3 seconds left on the timer. That way the Shadow Bolt and the Searing Pain that I cast here will hit the same time as the pull timer is actually starting. So Shadow Bolt, Searing into Searing Pain, turn around, and on the way back after the first Shadow Bolt hits me, I'll cast Shadow Ward, and then head directly back into this corner here. You don't want to stay in the corner long because you're probably out of sight of most of your healers, so I just turn around right away and get to my corner. Cast Searing Pain as many times as you can while the boss is on you. You really shouldn't be casting anything but Searing Pain when the boss is on you. Avoid blizzards and go back to casting Searing Pain. In between, when the twin is on the other side and you are not tanking, I head over and I cast a Curse of Agony and a Corruption, and as many Shadow Bolts as I feel comfortable getting in before the timer is starting for the teleport. I head back over and cast a Shadow Ward. Cast a Shadow Ward at the beginning of every one of these, and then go back to spamming Searing Pain. I spam Searing Pain before the boss even teleports, so that as soon as he's in range, I'm the first cast on him. And again, when the boss is on you, you don't cast anything but Searing Pain, unless you're trinketing or something like that. But just cast your Searing Pain. And again, basically, if you're only casting your Searing Pain, it gives you opportunities to look around for blizzards. Make sure that you're avoiding damage, and not making your healer's job any harder than it needs to be. So yeah, again, in between, head over and Curse of Agony, Corruption. That way they're still ticking when the teleport. The Curse of Agony is definitely going to still be ticking when the teleport happens and you're tanking again, so that helps build threat immediately. And again, Shadow Ward as soon as you get back to your spot here, and then start spamming Searing Pain so that as soon as the teleport happens, you're the first cast to go off. And here I'm going to trinket so that the mages can also trinket. I usually tell them before the teleport that they can go all out on this rotation, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't if they've already used it, but this just gives them even more leeway when I trinket. And rinse and repeat. Head back over, Curse of Agony, Corruption, couple Shadow Bolts. Shadow Ward, and start spamming Searing Pain. As soon as the boss teleports, I'll be the first cast off. I think this one resists, yep. So the Shadow Bolt hits Chuck there, and then a couple of mine go off, and I'm back on top. So even if the first one resists, it's not that big of a deal, and you can see even with a couple resists here and there, I'm still way ahead of the mages and their ignites. So the goal is to only cast Searing Pain so that you give mages as much leeway as possible. You can see here I'm reapplying a Wizard Oil in the middle of the fight because mine wore off, probably not necessary, and then I head over and I only have time to cast the Curse of Agony and Corruption and no Shadow Bolts before going back over and prepping for the Shadow Ward, and again back into Searing Pain. This will be the last rotation, and again nothing changes for the last one. I think I'm going to trinket again here, but just Searing Pain and collect your loot. It's as easy as that. Just keep on casting Searing Pain. That's all you really got to do. it's really important that you don't waste any of your time when the boss is on you casting anything but Searing Pain or a trinket, because all of that time is precious to build as much of a lead as possible. So if there's any spiky ignites that go off, you aren't having a Prince